Hey everybody, Charles for HumbleMechanic.com. Today we're going to be talking about women in the automotive industry. So welcome to episode 60 of the Humble Mechanic podcast. Today's show comes in from a question that I got from a viewer about women in the automotive industry. You know, it's not really a topic that I talk too much about, frankly, because I'm a dude in the automotive industry. So it's not at the forefront of my mind, but I think it's an awesome question and an incredibly cool topic, and one that I can talk a little bit about, as well as get some insight from someone that I hold up in very high regards in the automotive industry. She does awesome things both in the shop and outside of the shop as well. And I'll read her response that she sent me in just a minute. But first I want to read you guys this question that I got. So this comes from Guillermo. He says, Charles, I have a question that I think merits more of a drive rant. It probably would be an awesome drive rant, by the way, rather than a viewer question video. And I checked to see if you had done a video before and haven't found one. The state of women in automotive repair / dealership. Are there any? Or are they as rare as Sasquatch? Why is that? Is the job too harsh, too physically challenging? Are customers untrusting of women mechanics touching their car? And not only at a repair tech level, but all levels like service advisors, parts departments, and all that. Food for thought, regards, Guillermo. So like I said, I think this is an awesome topic. Before I get into some of the maybe nitty gritty of it, I'm going to tell you that I think women in the automotive industry is awesome. At my dealership, we have 2 service advisors that are women and 2 service advisors that are dudes. And the women kick the dudes' butts consistently on almost every level. My service advisor for the last, I think, 2.5, maybe a little more years has been a young lady. And I gotta tell you, 1, she's really good with customers. 2, she can sell the crap out of work. So from a technician standpoint, you want an advisor that takes care of your customers and does a really good job selling work. The other lady I've never had an opportunity to work with as her technician, but the way she does her processes and paperwork is so on point, it's almost borderline ridiculous. She's incredible at it. Not to mention that when I was in the Volkswagen Academy, the senior instructor was also female, and she was awesome too and knew a ton about Volkswagen. So I don't think that women in the automotive industry are as rare as we think. I think it's just different. So I've worked with women a lot in the automotive industry, but my perspective is and will always be from a dude standpoint. So this is how I see it in the industry. We need to understand that a few things. 1, is the job too challenging? Absolutely not. Is the job challenging? Yes. But it's not too challenging for a woman any more than it's too challenging for a man. This is all based on the individual person, whether it's a technician, a service advisor, a parts specialist, a service manager, a warranty clerk. My warranty clerk is the best warranty clerk in the state, absolutely hands down. She's probably one of Volkswagen's best warranty clerks in the country. And I know she knows more about cars than probably 3/4 of the guys we've hired out of automotive tech school. Heck, she could probably do the job better than a whole lot of technicians out there. So the big question is why don't you see more? Well, there's a ton of reasons. You know, this is really a male-dominated industry, from the manufacturing level at the bottom to the corporate level at the top. Everywhere in between is heavily dominated by guys. But that doesn't mean there's not a ton of amazing women doing amazing things in the industry. So we have this idea that, you know, you have to be a manly man to be a technician, or, you know, a really tough, big, burly guy. Well, that's just plain not true. This idea that women can't be techs because they don't have upper body strength. Well, when's the last time you didn't use some sort of power assist tool when working on a car? It happens all the time, every day. I use air tools all day long. So I'm not breaking every bolt loose by hand. I'm not breaking every wheel bolt loose by hand. And if I am, I'm using a breaker bar that's this big, not a stubby ratchet. So for me, it really all boils down to choice. And I'm going to tell you a story about my wife and her family as we wrap up that'll kind of bring this whole thing together. But first I want to read you guys Audra's response, which I just forwarded her, Guillermo's email, to really get her take on it. Like I said, I respect the hell out of Audra and all the awesome things that she does, both in the shop and online. So for those of you that don't know, I had the pleasure of meeting Audra at a Shell event in Houston and then again in Austin, and got to know her really well and definitely respect everything that she does. So when he sent me this question, she was the first person that I thought of who would have an incredible insight and an awesome response. So this comes from Audra from womenautono.com. Why don't more women pursue a career in automotive repair? If I had $1 for every time someone asked me that question, I would be filthy rich. My friend Charles at HumbleMechanic.com asked me for my input on the subject. Female mechanics are very rare. In 2013, 98% of mechanics were men. There are a lot of reasons for that, but first you should know that the automotive industry is female friendly. Indeed, women held 25.4% of the automotive industry jobs in 2013. They aren't just fixing engines. Where are they? You'll see the chart here as we list all the automotive employees, and you'll notice that office and clerical work is sky high. So they're secretaries, they're receptionists, they're in the billing department and doing clerical work. Back to Audra's response, see that big green line next to office and clerical works? There's your sign. Most women in the automotive industry are filing documents, answering phones, preparing reports, and other back office stuff. That makes sense. According to socially acceptable gender roles, it's masculine to be a mechanic and feminine to be a secretary. Gender roles are just like social constructs. Like Sasquatch, people made them up. They are as fictional as a fairy tale. Individuals are too complex to stereotype. Not all men like getting their hands dirty. This guy is one of them. I wear gloves all day because I don't like getting dirty all the time. And I know women who get a rush out of it. Guess what? I'm one of them. It's hard to work on cars, but women and men are equally capable to build strength and skill. The real question is, will more women take an interest in automotive repair? I hope so. More and more females get stuck with college degrees they can't even put to use. It's sad to see talented women struggle for careers and overlook an entire industry. A career is supposed to be empowering and rewarding for your life. If you know a woman who's interested in this field, please send her my way. And thank you, Charles, for asking for my input. It's probably more than he bargained for. Audra, it is absolutely not more than I bargained for, my friend. It is exactly what I expected for you to blow the doors off of that question, because that is definitely how awesome that you are. So thank you to Audra for, giving her insight on this question and helping me understand her point of view and where she's coming from, which is really important. And if you guys don't know, check out womenautono.com. I'll put links to all her stuff in the show notes for you guys to check out. Really awesome chick, does a ton of cool stuff, blast to hang around with, and top notch at what she does. So Audra, again, thank you so much for taking the time to give us that really great response. But I think one thing that we don't think about too much, and I've talked about it before as an industry whole, or maybe more of like a technician point of view, is that this industry is looked down upon. Like most blue-collar jobs, it's considered to be less important or less desired or less respected than, your traditional white-collar job. And if you've ever needed a plumber at 1 a.m. because your toilet has backed up, you know what a load of bull crap that is. A perfect example of not really being encouraged for anything like this is a story that my wife told me. Her family works in the steel business, and they own the company. Like, their name is on the building. They own the company. And growing up, not only was she never encouraged to learn how to weld or learn how to stamp steel or any of these jobs, it was discouraged. No one even considered the fact that she might be interested in it. And I can tell you that she would have been amazing at it. Thankfully, I'm glad that she didn't do it because we probably would have never met. But, that's a selfish besides the point. Her family never even considered that she might want to do this career. Had she asked, they would have probably gave her a job, just like Audra said, as a secretary, because that's what that older male demographic thought of the capability of women in that industry. They were the secretary, they were the receptionist, they did the billing, they filed paperwork, and that's just the way it was. And we know now, today, that that's a load of crap. Like I said, women are more than capable of doing this job as good as guys. Like Audra said, again, it comes down specifically to the individual. Just like two dudes, one technician is going to be better than the other. They both might be really good, but you can't deny the fact that if you have two parties, one is going to have a skill set here and one is going to have a skill set here. Now, they may have offsetting skill sets that balance them out as a total technician, but one's going to be better at something than the other one. So we've asked the question throughout the show, why are there not more women technicians? Well, I don't know. Why aren't there more of you young ladies getting out there and fixing cars and getting dirty and loving every minute of it? Sure, there's a lot of guys you're going to have to work with that are, absolute scumbags, but I can promise you that there's those same scumbag guys in every industry. If my daughter says to me when she's old enough that she wants to be a technician, one, she's probably already going to know how to fix cars anyway, but two, I'm going to back her with everything I can because I know she'll be able to go in there and kick butt and work circles around anybody that she works with. So to all you young ladies out there considering the automotive industry, go for it. You can do it no matter what anybody says. If you doubt that, look at Audra. She's amazing. And look at all the other really, really awesome ladies in the industry doing great stuff, fixing cars, bolting on turbos, building turbos. Hell, I don't know. The world is there for you to take, so go out and do it. So, my question of the day, how many women technicians have you met? All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up there. If you have any questions or comments, post it in the comments section below. Hey, if you liked the video, throw it a thumbs up on YouTube. You can also subscribe on YouTube or on the blog at HumbleMechanic.com. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the blog, HumbleMechanic.com, and obviously on YouTube. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Gin and tonic.